This is Veena from Patter Cake, the channel that's about baking and much more. Here's where you'll find quick and tasty recipes for new cooks and those with less time to spend in the kitchen. Okay then, let's get cracking with today's recipe. Welcome back. Today at Patter Cake, we are making Goan sannas, the tasty, spongy, pillow-soft steamed rice cakes that are traditional delicacies made for special occasions in Goa and are an essential addition to every festive meal. You could think of them as the delicious Goan version of idlis. Now sannas are of two kinds, the regular mildly sweet sannas and the sweet sannas that have a tasty coconut-jaggery filling. Today we are making both kinds. So let's get right to it, shall we? Let's start making soft, delicious sanna right here at Patter Cake. To make Goan sannas, we'll need parboiled rice, regular rice, grated coconut, pohe or flattened rice, sugar, salt and yeast. To activate the yeast, we'll need some sugar and lukewarm water, and to make the sweet filling, we'll need grated coconut and grated jaggery. Now Goan sannas are traditionally made with parboiled rice and fresh toddy, the fermented coconut palm sap that's freely available in Goa. Since toddy may not be available as easily outside Goa, we'll ferment the sanna batter with yeast instead. But believe me, our sannas will be as soft and tasty as the traditionally made ones. You could make sannas entirely with parboiled rice or entirely with regular rice. But today, we'll use a mix of both. This is 1 cup, that's around 200 grams of parboiled rice. And this is half a cup, that's around 100 grams of regular rice. This could be basmati, sona masuri, kolam or any other rice variety. I'll rinse both of these well with water around 3 times. Here's the washed and drained rice. Now I'll add sufficient water to each of these bowls and let the rice soak in it for around 5 to 6 hours. You could even soak the rice overnight. Okay, it's been 6 hours and we'll now drain the water from the rice. In this small bowl, I have a quarter cup plus 1 tablespoon of pohe or flattened rice that I had washed well and then soaked in around half a cup of water for 15 minutes and then drained away the excess water. Now let's start activating the yeast. Here I have 3/4 of a teaspoon of instant yeast. If you're using active dry yeast, you could make that 1 teaspoon. To this, I'll add 2 to 3 tablespoons of lukewarm water and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Let's stir this well, cover it and set it aside for 10 to 15 minutes to give the yeast time to bloom. To my mixer jar, I'll now transfer the drained rice and also the soaked pohe, half a cup of grated fresh coconut, a quarter cup plus 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. To all of this, I'll add 1 cup of water. That's half a cup and half a cup more. I'll grind this mix of ingredients and be back. This is how the batter looks like at this stage. It's a thick but slightly grainy batter. The consistency is thicker than what we want, but it should be like this. So there is now scope to adjust the thickness to the required consistency. Let's first transfer the batter to a large bowl. I'll now rinse the mixer jar with 2 to 3 tablespoons of water and add this too to the batter. I'll begin by adding just a quarter cup of water to the batter a little at a time. The batter is still too thick. I think it could do with another quarter cup of water. But like before, I'll add it a little at a time. I'll now mix in 1 final tablespoon of water. The batter shouldn't be too thick or too thin. It should be closer to a dosa batter, like this. In all, I've added around 1 3/4 cups of water to the batter. Our yeast has bloomed beautifully and can be added to the batter now. When it froths like this, it indicates it is alive and active. Let's stir this well. Finally, let's cover the bowl and let the batter ferment for around 2 to 2.5 hours or till it almost doubles in volume. Our sanna batter has been fermenting for almost 2 hours. So let's quickly prepare the coconut-jaggery filling, or the tsun as we call it in Konkani. This filling is used for making sweet sannas. I'll mix half a cup of grated fresh coconut and a quarter cup of grated jaggery. Instead of individual small sweet sannas, I'm going to make a sweet sandan cake with this filling. For the benefit of non-Goans, let me explain that sandan is the singular noun and sanna or sannas in English is the plural of sandan. Okay, our filling is now ready. Let's check our sanna batter. After exactly 2 hours, it has fermented well and has doubled in volume. Let's give it a quick stir. This is a 6-inch cake pan. I've already greased the bottom and the sides with oil. Let's transfer a little of the batter to the cake pan. And then sprinkle the filling all over this batter layer. Now let's cover the filling with a little batter. Time to put this in my steamer. I'll steam the sweet sandan cake for around 20 minutes. I've oiled these aluminium molds for making regular sannas. You could also use steel vatis for making sannas. I'll fill each mold to 3/4 of its capacity with the sanna batter. Our sandan cake has been steaming for exactly 20 minutes, and so I'll take it out of the steamer and then put these molds inside. Here's our steamed sweet sandan cake. It's too hot now to take it out of the pan, so I'll cover it with a kitchen towel and let it cool for some time. Our first lot of regular sannas are now ready. I steamed them for 15 minutes. Sannas usually need just 15 to 20 minutes to cook. These two have to cool down, and so till then I'll keep them covered with a kitchen towel. Being smaller in size, the regular sannas have cooled faster than the sandan cake. To demold a sandan, you could pull it away from the mold like this, or else run a knife along the edges. You will then be able to smoothly take the sandan out of the mold. Let's demold the remaining sannas from this lot. While this lot was cooling, I steamed another batch of 6 sanna. So in all, I was able to make 12 regular sannas. Here are the 6 sannas we just demolded. Let's flip them over. I'll now show you how soft and spongy they are by tearing one apart. I told you, soft and light. Sannas are traditionally enjoyed with pork sorpotel or meat curries. Their mild sweetness goes well with spicy gravies. It's now time to check out our sweet sandan cake. It's slightly warm but ready to be demolded. I'll loosen the edges using a knife and invert it on a plate. I flipped it over on the same plate, so it's now right side up. Let me cut a slice so you can check the texture of our sweet sandan cake. Sweet sannas can be enjoyed at tea time or even as a dessert. You can see how soft this one is. So here they are. tasty spongy Goan sannas and a delicious sweet sandan cake. I hope you'll try making both. I'll now take your leave with a request to like and share this video with your family and friends if you enjoyed it, and a small reminder that it would be great to receive some feedback from you. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and do stop by again for yet another quick and tasty recipe. Till then, take care, happy cooking!